What is up? This is another episode of the Dynasty Pylon Show. My name is Martin. I'm here with Mark, Tank, and our special guest, Mike. He is
What's
from
going on?
Hey, what's up, man? He's from the Get Right Fantasy guys over there. We've drafted with them before, and he is what are you? Your editor, the main website guy, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the writers for Get Right at this point. I've been helping them with everything that you can possibly imagine, and we've just been, killing it. We have our rankings up now on the website. I got a couple articles up there as well. I have a salary cap dynasty league. How to, basically go about one of those. A commissioner tips and tricks type deal. It talks about things like share files and stuff like that to help, and draft boards that you can share. Easy to make. I talk about it all there, and a couple of my bust and sleepers that I have for this season. So check it out on getrightff.com.
Very cool, I remember Anthony telling me about you and how much work you did there. So I was like, oh, man, this guy's definitely awesome. And then you were like so psyched about IDP. I'm like, oh, I know.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be excited for maybe a mock draft we'll do. We'll probably do like a couple more before the season starts. For sure, probably one more. But we'll see as we get closer. I mean, it's draft season, so everyone's kind of getting their redraft leagues ready, and Dynasty's probably already in midway through it. So I'm glad you're here with us. I'm glad we're gonna kick this off. As we get on with what we're about to do is our IDP mock draft, which is offense and defense. I'm gonna go ahead and hit randomize for the guys, kind of keep them on their feet, and that's kind of what they're familiar with too. So then boys is first. I don't know if I don't know. Is he online? I hope he's online. He checked in earlier today, right?
Yeah, he commented not too long ago.
Yeah. So far, everyone should be good. Everyone's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started off with this. So myself and Mark, we've been doing this Mark, actually, this is now your second year now. Tank, this is your first IDP draft from what we know of, right?
Yep.
Like you've ever done anything familiar like this at all?
No, you're always doing just regular redraft kind of stuff.
Redraft.
Yeah,
and you got the number 2 pick too.
Yeah, I know. Which I wasn't ready for that.
I literally just looked up. Like, oh crap, that's it.
So this is a dynasty style as well. Typically IDP is a little bit longer. There's more picks than this, but I know for show purposes we don't want to stay here all night. So I kept it to 15. I know the IDP takes way longer than the typical, so I just left it at the 1 minute and 15 rounds. So probably a little bit more rather than the projection. It should be a little bit shorter than what the norm is. So
you are on the clock. You do know that, right, Martin?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on with my app.
Just double checking.
I don't know what's going on.
Just pick on the computer. There you go.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go on the computer. Didn't really want to, but
Jonathan Taylor. Interesting.
Well, hey, I'm not. You and I are both not big on Saquon, so I feel like.
I would definitely take him over Saquon.
And plus, this is Dynasty, so I figured Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, there you go. Way too early.
I wasn't even gonna go for Saquon.
Oh, he just went number 5. That's way too early for my liking. Yeah, that's way too early for my liking.
Yeah,
I'll take.
I would have taken Kamara. I would have taken Kamara. Oh, we got our first receiver, Tyreek Hill. The get right guys aren't gonna like that pick.
No, I know they are. The get right guys, they are definitely heavy on running backs. I know that for sure.
Yeah. They're always running backs often and early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, that's a nice pickup.
Which even for redraft, I think that's just like the best way to go. I think with running backs.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I've been in many of these just with Get Right and also just on my own. And within the first 2 rounds, you got nobody, and especially in 12 team. I mean, 10 team, you can probably get away with it here and there, but it's very rare. I saw one where the whole first 2 rounds were basically, except for Hill and Diggs, it was all run back. So
yeah.
Martin and I learned that the hard way. We did a mock draft with Get Right, and I think by the third round, I was like, there are no more running backs.
Yeah, our first one with you guys, it was a little difficult. I was almost forced to pick guys that are best available, and I typically don't do that. I typically go with what position it's going to be hardest to get usually the running back, because they go early, they get injured, so you never know if they're going to go down easy. So that's I remember getting a running back, a receiver, another running back, or a tight end. I think it was Kelsey, and then a QB. So it was like one in each position. I'm like, this is so not what I typically do. So it was a little different. Yeah, threw me off.
Another running back went.
Oh yeah,
my too.
Friend that I had join. It was his first mock. And
breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a little slow. Mike, you still there? All right, I think we lost him.
I think he froze.
He still has email, so he'll be able to jump in.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
his
first QB right there.
Patrick Mahomes
in the second.
Yeah, that's actually kind of low, to be honest.
As a dynasty, yeah, maybe. I some would argue.
Well, we had that one where he went number 1.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a weird draft. But some of these IDP leagues, he's going up freaking like high as hell. So.
Oh, I know. Especially the dynasty keeper leagues.
Yeah.
But another running back went kind of earlier than I like to see too. Najee Harris.
Who's that?
10.
Najee Harris?
Yeah, he went number 10. I don't like him being an RB1, to be honest, but that's just me.
No, I think you and I kind of had that same agreeable taste on. There he goes.
Yeah, he gone.
He'll come back. He'll be back.
He'll be back.
But no, I remember you and I were talking a couple episodes ago about Najee Harris not being. We weren't comfortable with him being part of the
guys.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. No, you're good. You're good.
Technical difficulties.
You're fine.
Look at Anthony over here going against his own advice. Picked a receiver in the second round.
Yeah, he's at work right now.
Yeah. So is he? Oh, wow.
I think so, dude.
He's better than me.
Yeah, he's at work. Let me see.
With Dynasty, so this would be like if you're starting a brand new Dynasty kind of league and everyone's picking.
You're thinking about the foreseeable future. You're not just thinking about your typical.
You're not
You're
not thinking just this year.
No, So you got to mix your veterans with your rookies sometimes.
Yeah,
or get the younger guys. Just because age and all that, you gotta freaking make sure that you're good for the next couple years. You're not getting some. Yes, it is Dynasty.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not getting some old veteran guys and everyone's old. And,
he must be listening too.
Is that Anthony?
Yeah. He's like, if redraft, I go running back there. Oh. That's funny.
Yeah, because you could pick somebody like Saquon might do good this year, but
might.
But I don't. I mean, he's kind of really the way he's getting beaten down. He's not going to last much longer.
No, definitely.
No, especially not with that offensive line.
Exactly. And you're probably you're also thinking where people are going to go next year.
Oh, there's so much into play with Dynasty. You have to think about their contract.
Crazy.
Contract. If they're on their final year, they're going to end up on a new team, or their value, how they're going to end up being. I know people are worried about how this could be Derrick Henry's last big production year, and then we might see a regression in his work. So this is kind of that year to possibly trade him. You might get one more season out of him that's really good, but then that's what I've been hearing. I don't disagree with it. I think that Henry is still going to be producing for the next couple of years, but his there's going to be a regression there, just because typically we see running backs, their shelf life isn't as high.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's what you kind of want to think about. Then you also don't want to get nothing but old veterans and then end up all of them retiring on you within the next couple seasons, and then you're going to be left with nobody on your squad. So
first tight end came off the board.
Kelsey, not a big surprise there.
The 99 Madden Club as well.
Man, that's why I really want to pick up this dude, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick him up. Why not? I'm thinking Dynasty. I think he's gonna be around for a while.
No, that's a good pickup, man.
I just traded for him.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I just traded for him, and we do our salary cap dynasty league, which is very different than a lot of others. And
that's interesting.
I think he's. Yeah, I'll read my article. It's quite interesting. We've been doing it for the last 4 years, roughly. And I had George Kittle, who I ended up trading away because I had Darren Waller for a lot less, and I ended up getting Jonathan Taylor in a second, and then I also traded a friend of mine for Josh Allen, Myles Gaskin, and Adam Troutman for Daniel Jones, Rojo, a 1-2 this year and a 3 next year, and I ended up. I felt like I got the winning end of that, but
you did
for sure.
Oh yeah,
but it was all. But there's all prices involved too. So for me, it was I'm fine with getting rid of my first and second round picks because they're worth, I think, $17 and $11. So I'm getting rid of all that for rookies, and I'm getting guys that I know are proven that are like $1 and $3. So for me, it was worth doing. Like I had to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the first and the third kind of sold me there as that extra right there. I mean, why not?
Well, and the second, I threw all that in, and I actually got an extra second. So I have my own, or I have someone else's. So it was helpful.
Oh, isn't that great?
Nice.
I think someone in our league actually wanted their second back. Did they actually make that trade to get his second back?
Oh, Tycoon.
I think he did, right, Mark? Someone had traded to get their second back today. So.
No, was it the second or third?
No, it was something, but he like it's crazy how people would just do for picks, because the picks will definitely change the outcome of your team later in.
Well, he started wheeling and dealing them early on, and then all of a sudden we get close to the draft, and he was like, "Oh crap!"
Well, you finally realize how many picks you have. Like, are you going to be set for this draft? Are you going to be good for the next season?
Right?
Like, you have to accept whether you're going to compete for the championship or not this season.
Yeah.
So, but all that into play. You can always tank too. So, and then if you tank, you end up getting first round picks.
Good picks.
If you have your first round pick, yeah.
Well, receivers are coming off the board right now. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
Gee, I started.
I know. Look at that.
Metcalf, and they just flew off of there.
We're going back to your pick too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Remember, most of these guys are from Get Right, so
yeah, that's true.
One trend, and then they go all.
All of them, every draft I've been in, it's like this. It's the few 1 or 2 guys drafted in the first 2 rounds, and then it just goes all wide receivers from there.
Now, so some of these guys, are you the only IDP guy? Or
no, I know.
Right?
Dustin does a lot of IDP. He likes being in those leagues. I know Anthony isn't really big on it. And I know Frank's not really into it. I'm more of the old school type. I like having the defense and kicker. When I went to high school, I didn't have we didn't have a football team. I had a soccer team. That was our football team.
They had no football team. That's
insane.
I have a high school with no football team.
We were small, and now they have it. It's taken about they got it about 2 years after I left, or 3 years after I left, and but the soccer team was the football team, like for any other any other high school, and it was I wanted to play soccer. I was a big soccer fan, and I was just really good at it. It was the one thing that I actually did well, and then I got into this instead.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Me and Ant were talking about that the other night. that he hasn't done this since Patrick Willis.
Holy
it's crazy.
mackerel.
Yeah,
that's a while ago.
Yeah. I ended up picking up the year. I think it was the year after, the year before, or something like that. Do you guys remember Chris Brolin?
Oh man, that's before my time, dude. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No. Chris Brolin. He was like a.
Oh,
he
Chris
was like
Brolin.
a rookie.
Why is that name so familiar?
He played for one season in San Francisco as the middle linebacker, and then retired that season after putting up like a ridiculous amount of tackles in like the last roughly 10 weeks. I mean, he was putting up 10 tackles a game, like solo, not like
he was a rookie that year too, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like
played for one season. I would imagine.
But sometimes you come off the bench though.
Well, he ended up. Right. I think he came in for an injury to probably Willis, and he ended up playing that one season, and then he was done, and he retired because of concussions. And it was like a whole he did this whole thing, and it was insane.
In 1 year, just like he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
He
didn't he didn't want to risk it, and I don't blame him. I understand. His reasoning behind it, but it was insane. Oh, I have a very tough pick here.
I mean, even what's his name, Jay Cutler from Chicago. He's already saying like he's feeling all the concussion-esque kind of stuff coming on already. And he's only a few years out in retirement.
Keenan Allen still there?
Yeah, I was thinking Dynasty, and then I'm like, just take him. I'll fill him with depth later. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I thought Anthony would take him, but he took Kittle.
That's a good pick, man. I'm surprised he was there. I'm surprised he wasn't gone in
that
little receiver run we had there in the third.
Yeah. It was between him and Mike Evans, and I was also debating the James Robinson experience and trying to, see if maybe, and I was like, I already have a RB2. I can get someone else later. But then, like we were talking about before, running backs are going to be scarce. So it's, you have to really think about what you're going to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm already
thinking here. Jonathan Taylor, Montgomery. I got to pick. Oh, crap. I could go with another running back. I'm scared as if people go on a freaking run for some reason.
And that's exactly where I was. I didn't know what to think right there. Because if you look what's on there right now.
This might be kind of
a bit of a reach.
A little bit of a reach, yeah, but
not as bad because it's Dynasty, but
I think you get away with
Taylor and Montgomery, and they're saying Carter's going to be the one. We've been saying it all summer, and then they officially. I don't know if you saw the notifications today. Yeah, they basically claimed him as the one RB1 today. So,
did they?
Yeah,
they
claimed him as the one.
I'm gonna shake things up here a little bit.
So I think
I'll
take.
Wow!
There it is, boy. The first IDP right there.
TJ Watt.
I'm not surprised. And it's funny is I used him on the thumbnail as the main guy.
I know.
Really?
It's only right that he goes as the first.
I put him as our main player as our thumbnail.
Wow.
That's I'm not surprised. Yesterday I was on the Bear and Grizzly show, which is another Chicago show here at the Nerd Huddle. They were talking about what's a good IDP, like who's the first guy, and I'm like, honestly, the first guy would probably be TJ Watt. And then the second question was, what round do you think he'll go? I'm like, typically IDP guys go about the 7th, anywhere between the 6th and the 8th pick. But someone with him with a dual eligibility at linebacker and defensive line, it would not surprise me if he ended up going somewhere roughly around the 4th as a reach. And there it is. Tank got him. But then this is interesting. That's okay. It's your first one. I'm not entirely too surprised on that either, though. So,
well, I mean, just because like everything you were saying, like how much these guys could score, and I'm like, even we had or you guys had a debate yesterday about TJ Watt being robbed of Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's always dominant. So I could see him putting up good points every single week.
Right.
No,
I'm not.
He usually does. I have him on my team. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think he was pretty much your savior on some of the weeks, right? He would rack up all those sacks.
Nice.
And if you have sacks, so I think right now our sacks, we have yardage behind the sacks. So for us, a sack would be about 2 points roughly, I think, around there.
Yeah.
And the yards on it. So if it's a 20-yard sack, which we've seen before, that's easy 6 to possibly 7 points just right there. So, I mean, that's pretty much a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it depends on your settings as well. I kind of kept it basic, not too high, not too crazy, just something like what people are a little bit more familiar. Obviously, your solo tackles are going to be your 1-pointers. Typically, guys get about anywhere between 3 to 6 tackles a game. And then there's our second IDP right there, Chase Young. I'm not surprised. As a number 2 right there.
I like that pick.
Well, yeah, because you're a Washington fan.
Hey, man. Did you see the line for you guys? I'm sorry. I'm a Giants fan, and I am scared.
That line is crazy.
It would be too for you. Your offensive line is not good.
No, we're horrible.
Yeah. And you didn't do anything in the off season. No, that's the problem.
I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah, right. I think this is what you were mentioning earlier about the Saquon pick. We weren't too high on the Saquon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mark was saying that earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said why or why not, but I know earlier.
No, I did, and he actually agreed. Yeah. He said, yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, that's one of the biggest knocks with him. It's more the injury as well. He's probably not going to come back for the first, at least. My guess is he starts on the pup and he goes until about week 3. That's my that's a maybe. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I really see that happening.
Them boys said that's the third IDP. He said he picked White.
Yeah.
Oh, Devin White. Devin White. Yeah, we missed that one.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I stole the thunder, man. Sorry, because he went TJ Watt, Evans, and then he got White. So
yeah, White's a good pickup. He did fantastic last year. I've never seen someone fly to the ball like he does. I mean, I know that probably. Do they have Devin Bush high? I know that Devin Bush would be someone that people would target because he's probably there he is. He's really low on there on IDP, but he's someone to look for too. He's an animal.
More linebackers. So here's the thing about Devin White, though. I know, he's good. We can all agree about that. But as Dynasty, though, I think that's a very good pick because he's only 23. I mean,
he's coming off his rookie year. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
that
is a solid pick.
Yeah, Tampa Bay had a heck of a draft last year, man.
Yeah,
Christian Worf is their right tackle.
Oh, don't even get me started about Worf. Don't even get me started. Giants could have got him. Giants could have got him over Andrew Thomas, and I don't want to hear it. That was the worst. I got so mad when we had that pick. My brother played offensive lineman in college. He's a big offensive lineman still. I mean, he's 6'3", 275. He's been playing for years. He plays in a I think it's a 9-man flag football league that's national. They're good. They're not bad. And he tells me he's good at picking out offensive linemen and stuff. Worf's was his that's our guy. We should be going for him. And then they get to that pick and they went some random dude like they did it with Eric Flowers, and I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. All right, I'm gonna be a homer. Oh, am I gonna be a homer?
You Giant right there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a homer. No, I'm not.
You switched it fast.
last second.
Hey, you were saying it's Dynasty. I gotta at least look at that. Buddha's young, right? Isn't he?
Buddha Baker, yeah, he's
in his 26, 27.
Yeah. Oh, he's 25.
Oh, 25. Well, even better.
Wow. I thought, I knew he was younger.
Right here on. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking at. Yeah.
There you go. Let's see.
Yeah,
25. There you go. Ludwig, 25.
That guy's an animal.
Yeah, he is.
Absolute animal.
Wasn't he the one who caught the interception off of Wilson?
Yes.
And then he got caught by DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
That was funny. Dang, you know what? You guys are going IDP quick here, so I'm gonna be upset if I don't get him.
Oh no, your cousin took the sauce.
I'm gonna Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I like that guy.
He took the sauce.
Yeah, he did. It's a bit of reach, but I like this guy.
Oh, you got Jeremy Chin.
Hey, look, that's my boy right there. That is.
I was
gonna
hope he was coming back. Damn.
That is my guy.
Nice.
I'll take him as my first IDP. What's cool about Jeremy Chin is he has that linebacker DB eligibility too. So
yeah,
he's on my dynasty team, and I don't think I'll ever trade him up for a single first. You might have to give me 2 first and a something, 3 first possibly. But Jeremy Chin is just he's going to be the face of that defense. 100.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
But AJ Dillon really in the 6, nice.
I love it. I love it.
Got him in a nice spot too, I think.
Yeah. We call him here the sauce. That's his nickname. A lot of people don't know that, but that is his nickname in college that he got received is he used to eat a lot of applesauce.
He's very fond of applesauce.
Oh.
So if you look at his profile, it's AJ the Sauce Dillon, and he has pictures of him sponsored by Mott's applesauce and stuff. It is awesome.
That's really
good
funny.
for him,
I didn't know that.
Good for him.
Yeah. All right, so
he probably never has to pay for applesauce again.
Well,
you would hope so.
Now
right?
he needs to sign a deal.
Right?
Got to sign up with Mott's.
There you go.
All right, so the COVID-19 list, how's that work? Are they still kind of like?
No, they're still able to come back. It's the same thing as last year. They're all
last year. All right.
A week or two.
I'm gonna take your guy right here and take Blake Martinez.
Nice.
Them boys said he had Chin in all his IDP league last year, and he killed it for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh,
I mean that one game against Minnesota.
Yeah, week 10.
Oh, that game was insane.
Week 10. I remember that game. That was a good game.
Back-to-back plays. It was nuts.
Fumble recoveries. Yep, and took it to the house.
Yep.
Don't do it, Tycoon. Don't do it.
You already know who's going.
I know who he's taking. Don't do it.
This year with COVID's going to be nuts, though, with possible forfeiting games.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to put a real kink in things.
And then, I don't know if you guys saw, but the whole Cole Beasley kind of interview.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, and then he drops a freaking mix track. Did you see that?
No.
Yes.
You know.
What?
I'm not even. You can go on iTunes right now and buy it. Go look it up. I'm not even joking.
That's hilarious. That is
hilarious.
great.
Did it
I haven't heard it yet. I can't even imagine. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Did it have anything to do with COVID?
Yeah, it was. Not from what I read, not directly, but it's towards like COVID and getting like vaccine and shit like that.
Probably.
But yeah, it's like a diss track.
Probably. Just answering James's pick right here. Yeah, probably most likely.
How do you guys feel about Queen?
I think he needs to step up and be a leader. He needs to. I think everyone is dubbed like Lamar being the guy. I think if Patrick Queen steps up and be a leader, I think he could actually be as good as what. I think it's a confidence issue maybe, because they had him in there like almost 80% of the time, and then towards the back end of the season, it seemed like he wasn't doing as good as he was. I don't know what's going on with their team.
They need to bring in Ray Lewis to motivate him.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think he's good. I think it was his rookie year though too. So, maybe it just needs some time. Like sometimes it takes these rookies a little bit to get like in the groove and then put themselves in that situation where like, hey, I'm the guy. But I think he's really good. I think he's going to do stellar eventually. I think he's going to have a good career. I just hope that this is going to be his main year that everyone starts looking his way. Both him and someone like Jeremy Chin, like sophomores that did something last season, but a lot of people don't know. And I think this could be potentially that year that they actually are recognizable for being the new faces of their own defenses, and I think Patrick Queen is definitely, I would say, top 10 linebacker for sure. Maybe close to 5.
Who was
he definitely has the ability.
Yeah, I mean, who was the other linebacker they had that I know he's not there anymore?
Patrick Judon. Judon.
It,
Is Patrick? I missed.
No,
not
the Jets.
No. It's Pat. I think it's Patrick. I can never. Ozzy something or other. I forgot the name. But he was their middle linebacker. He was a rookie, I think, as well. I have to look up his name and find him. But he was someone that was incredibly productive last season.
Talking about the guy at New England. There's an Aussie guy they call there.
No, it's another guy. It was Baltimore had him as their middle linebacker.
Oh, you an auto.
I'll find it.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. Damn.
Yeah, I think that was an auto pick. Something happened.
He's on auto.
Speaking of falling, look at that. First pick in this round, Michael Thomas. When's the last time he wasn't drafted? At least in the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, with the fact of him being out for almost 8 weeks is.
And Madden still has him ranked at like a 95. I was like, Madden, you're crazy.
There's a whole theory of like Madden misranking everybody on purpose to make people talk about it, which is working.
I guess that's true.
All everyone's talking about.
See my coming up in the next couple picks. Sorry, I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Who I need.
So what do you think of my trade? 2 third rounds for Minka Fitzpatrick.
Dude, you got a kill trade on that one.
I thought so too.
Oh man, he paid
good.
high for that one.
What
was
it?
it?
My
2
pick?
thirds?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, third this draft and next draft.
Dude, talk about trade rape.
But he had like 4 third round picks. So he was like, "Do you want one of my thirds?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, I thought it was just one. Even one would have been fine.
Yeah, and then I sent it through, adding another one, and he goes, "Okay," and I was like, "Sweet."
you just slid it in there at the end.
Yeah.
Is he watching? I hope he's not. But
I don't know.
I think he paid way too much for him.
I mean, he is the 3rd ranked cornerback, but
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little too.
I was gonna roll with my other 2, and I need to make a cut, so I was like, "Oh, I'm missing a 3rd. Maybe I can get that."
I still think that was a little too high for my taste. I don't think I would have paid that much for Fitzpatrick. I mean, how old is he?
Oh, he's only like 24, 25.
Let's see. I'm pulling up his player card. 24.
Yeah,
so, and under contract through 22. So he's here for this one and next.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. He's good. Don't get me wrong. Wasn't he traded?
Yeah, he was
Miami?
drafted by the Dolphins. Apparently, they don't know how to treat their corners in like safeties in Miami because now their top guy wants out.
Seems like everyone who leaves the Dolphins just becomes super good, like Tannehill or something like.
Well, they're all pro corner they have now. Xavier, whatever his name is.
Xavier Howard.
Howard, yeah.
He's very hard looking to get out of there.
Yeah. I think he knows what's up. I think he's one of the smart ones there. He's like, all right.
Well, he is smart because he's like, I'm not even the highest paid corner on my team.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even asking for a lot. He just asked him to restructure his deal. Miami's like, no, we're not even going to talk to you. And he's like, all right, well, I'm not playing for you then. I was like, good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's all about your life and what you're going to do for your career. So if they're not going to work with you, I mean, that's probably how the whole thing. And like, do we really know what happened with Rodgers? He
talked about it today.
We just heard.
Yeah, he talked about some of it today.
He actually sat down in front of the media and told everybody today, this is why I did what I did. And he actually went through step by step. It was actually, I gave him a lot of credit for that. That took a lot of balls to do.
Yeah.
It really did.
Oh, yeah.
Because it kind of came off, he was still trashing Green Bay, too, a little. I felt like, he was out there. He goes, I hate this place. This place sucks. No one, what did he say? Something like, it's not a long-term destination, something along those lines, he said.
No, he was saying something about he didn't want to be considered a lame duck quarterback. And the reason why he didn't want to be is because he felt he wanted to be involved with all the recruiting and the free agent, findings and stuff like that to make the team better. And they were telling him no. And I get it. I understand why he would be upset with that. And at the same time, everyone's calling him a diva. And honestly, I've been saying it too. He has been. But it's gotten to the point where now that he's told everybody, it makes sense what he was doing. He was upset with how they were doing things. And, he was just trying to help the team. He loves being there. Maybe it's a ploy. Who knows? But at the end of the day, he still wants to be a big part of that, that particular room. So we'll see. I mean, I honestly, I just hope he has Adams to play with him. So
I don't know if that's gonna.
We'll see. They're bringing in Randall Cobb.
They're bringing in Cobb.
Yeah, I saw
that was all part of it, I guess.
I mean,
yeah. Well, the Cobb was before the injury. They were already working on Cobb getting there before Adams got injured.
Yeah, but no, like Rodgers requested Cobb. Like he's like, I want.
For sure.
So.
Well, in all fairness, though, I do agree because Rodgers, he looks around the league. He looks at other teams and he sees how they treat their players. Like all these franchise QBs, like they have some part of say, like, hey, what do you think or what, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you really think CEH would have ended up on KC if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes? No. That it's things like that Rodgers probably saw that other QBs in other leagues kind of have a say, and you're absolutely right. And that's why I was like, like it is what it is. But I think that's, if you're going to be the main guy, the main captain, the main star player of your show, I absolutely agree with what he was saying. Like they should ask, hey, what do you think we should get? I mean, obviously they didn't give him any weapons, and I'm pretty sure he's wanted a new, fresh rookie off of the bat for many years. But it's kind of what Mike was saying, they just weren't working with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, they definitely weren't.
Yeah,
and
I mean, exactly. Oh, you broke it.
No, I'm sorry.
Breaking
news. Thank you, Anthony, for breaking this news here, saying that Dak is going to miss time with a shoulder. Well,
yeah, he's got some muscle soreness apparently, and it's might be a strain. Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
I'm a Dak Prescott owner on my.
Good thing you got Josh Allen. So
I do have Josh Allen. So I'm not exactly too worried. I mean, I'm gonna have to roll with Josh Allen for a couple of weeks before I have that little competition within my rankings. It's kind of nice to having both those elite guys, though.
Nah, you're fine.
yeah. I mean, I'd probably start Josh Allen first, anyways, over Dak, depending on unless they're playing someone like the Eagles. Or no offense, I don't think the Giants' defense is that great. I would probably put Dak against them too. I think they just go. Their defense is better than the Eagles, but I think when they play each other, I think that they just go ham on each other, and I think it's a lot of air yards. I'm not saying that because the Giants did make some moves.
Yeah, well, and that's my thing. I feel like they definitely did better in the secondary. They've definitely done better at the line. They kind of upgraded at linebacker. I feel they went back to back. But they definitely, I think they did better with the defensive side of the ball than of course the offensive side. They did shit on that side. Right, and that was the problem, is that they literally didn't do anything to the offensive line. They didn't try to improve it. They didn't look to improve it. They're like, oh no, we're good. We're good with Gates, Lemieux.
That's what we were saying too. We were more worried about that line too.
No, I am too. I'm very nervous about it. I do think that Jones will be okay, but they went out and got all this
big
talent.
Worry. Will Saquon make it about 6 games?
if he's there week
6
1?
Games?
6 games in a row. Do you think he'll go 6 games? I'm really hoping this year he's fully healthy and we actually get to see Saquon. Everybody loves him. I like him.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's fun to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just hope that, he actually produces something, because I hate to see such a stellar player like that just and it sucks. That's 2 back-to-back seasons. Oh my God, there he is, Micah Parsons. I was actually gonna get him this. I was gonna get him this round as my IDP flex.
No, the Devin Bush went right before him.
Way to go, Alex. Way to go. If you're watching, dude.
You know what? I was gonna pick someone up, but I was gonna pick up somebody that you guys didn't end up mentioning. You guys did a linebacker show a couple weeks ago, or about a couple days ago.
Yeah, the rookies coming in. I think it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about the linebackers in Dallas, and you guys kept trying to figure out the Smith pick, and you guys kept saying Tyron Smith, and I went, it's Jalen Smith.
We do that sometimes. We confuse.
Sometimes we do it all the time.
I think this guy successfully made. What was it? Kelsey
made a whole new player. Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
Travis something.
We were saying
Travis Kelsey. Henry.
There you go.
Travis Henry.
That was my hybrid tight end running back player.
Every now and then we just have off shows.
I just couldn't.
That was one of them.
Oh,
in all
hilarious.
fairness,
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
But I like the linebacking core there. I like how they have Van Der Esch with Jalen Smith and with now Parsons. I think that will be an incredible group. They did everything. They did everything they could. They did what the Giants did. They went all they went all defensive side and tried to, make it work. So I don't think it's going to be the best defense. I mean, they're built around having a strong offense and a bad defense. So we'll see. I mean, it still looks promising. I don't mind Brown on the outside. I think he's actually very underrated for the Cowboys. And, it's just one of those things where you're trying to figure out how they're going to actually do for the year. And that's why a lot of people are even still hesitant on their offense, because they did so much on the defense to try to make it work. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're trying to, are they going to actually be behind in games now that they've, done all this work to make it better? And they have somebody as their defensive coordinator now who's actually decent. Who's there?
Oh
Dan Quinn.
I know you guys hate him. That's why I brought him up.
I hate him specifically. I mean, I'm a Falcons fan. I did not like him there. I'm so glad he's gone. Because he took over the defensive play calls and we were losing. The moment he was out from call, he said, "You know what? I'm going to let my defensive coordinator actually play the shots. I'm going to actually play my head coach role." Oh, guess what? We were actually a lot better on defense. I think he was just doing that head coach role and the defense, and it was just too much for him. And then he stepped down, and he announced it too. He announced it. He's like, "I'm stepping down from playing all the defensive calls. I'm going to focus more on just being the head coach." Ooh. And sure enough, I think it was just the weight lifted off his shoulders. He was good as a defense coach, but I think he was just here too long in Atlanta that I just kind of grew to just hate him. He made that decision too late, and I just kind of didn't like him. That's just me. Good luck, Dallas. Have fun with that, and your 2 safeties that came over with Dan Quinn with you. That's fine. Ooh, he's still there. Old but good, and I don't care why, because I kind of already have played Martinez, but I'll take him.
I like him.
Wagner.
I'm surprised he's there.
Ooh, man.
You want to know something funny? I used him last year, got so frustrated with him, and I couldn't handle it. I got so angry. I rage dropped. Oh, yeah.
Bobby, really? I loved him. He saved me in many weeks. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know your settings, but he saved me.
Oh, no, he did not save me. He made me hate picking him up. And I got him. I only got I think 6 points out of him. And
is it because you used the first on him?
No.
I don't know. I mean, he was your first linebacker. No. I'm not saying first round pick. I'm just saying was he your first?
You mean starter?
Was he your first original starter as a linebacker? Is that why the value of him?
Yeah.
Is that why? That's maybe why I'm kind of seeing where you're coming from. But he was
fell
not
off
one of
the face of the earth.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think Mark here got Darius Leonard, and that one definitely failed you there, bro. And then I picked up Bobby Wagner.
How did he fail me? He's still a top 5 linebacker.
He was for a couple of weeks. I remember you were frustrated for a couple of weeks.
Well, when he got hurt.
Yeah,
that was the only time. But he only missed 2 games, so it wasn't that big a deal.
Was it? I thought it was more than that.
No, he only missed 2.
Well,
I mean, he got hurt in 1 game and then missed 2 more.
Yeah, he kept going back and forth with stuff. Yeah. It was annoying. I had I kept going back between Jamal Adams and who else? I definitely used I used Patrick Queen at least once or twice. I know that I had Jabril Peppers at least, here and there. I think I drafted Derwin James, and it was before he got hurt. I had so many bad defensive defensive problems last season.
Have Von Miller in there as well. It seems like you had all the IR guys.
Yeah, that's
not a big Von Miller guy.
No, yeah. I like Von Miller. No. I mean, I know he's probably not as good as he used to be, but
yeah, he's past his prime.
Oh yeah, he's definitely declining.
He's still a guy I wouldn't mind having as my LB3 or LB2, maybe probably 3 more than likely, but
I mean, him declining though, it's still better than some people who are at their prime. So
fair point.
All right, so McGoats on the sleeper chat is like, you want to hear some crazy prediction of mine? Let's see what he says. But
yeah, I kind of want to know.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the chat here, and so he said, what do you say there? Can you say that, Tank Hammer, can you believe I was able to trade for Bradley Chubb with a 6th-round rookie draft pick in the mid-20s? Crazy, underappreciated some players are. That was towards Tank.
Yeah.
In the chat.
On Sleeper. Yeah, it's kind of hard monitoring this.
It's just like 2 different.
You got to go back and forth.
Yeah. So what do you say? Can you believe I was able to trade for Bradley Chubb with a 6th-round rookie draft?
So that's impressive.
Yeah, that's
for a 6th round and get Bradley Chubb. That's crazy.
That puts my 3rd round for Mika Fitzpatrick to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like I saw, like Khalil Mack is also DL and LB, and Chubb is also DL LB.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. But on Sleeper, they mark him as like DL first, and then linebacker second. Even though like Mack is obviously.
Sometimes you have to open up their profile, and it's that kind of secret. Yeah. You can probably throw them in.
Yeah.
It's definitely kind of cool to see, because you can always like use them in different positions in case one gets injured, or you just slide the next guy up. So it's kind of interesting. I like how Sleeper does that for sure.
Here, so this say Jameis Winston, if he starts, is a top 10 QB. It's a MA Goat 05 said
God.
That.
Not
Goat. I mean, I know he had LASIK, but
he's
not. No,
that is a crazy prediction.
He's out there whipping the towels with the dog. Which is that's one of the best like training videos.
Always training.
And then he says, another crazy prediction I have is Philip Lindsay is a top 20 back. I actually I don't know. Do I see him the number 1 running back in Houston?
Top 20.
Top 20? No.
No.
These are definitely some crazy predictions, McGoats. Definitely. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But But so actually Anthony said that those are my predictions been since April.
Oh, probably for Winston. Yeah.
So
not happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
No. I mean,
no way. LASIK. No way in hell.
But hold on, if who would you rather start, Hill or Winston?
Hill.
In that situation. Hill, really? Why?
I'm very big on Hill. I have been supporting Hill for the last 2-3 years that he's been on the Saints. He's an incredible talent. I don't care if you want to call him a gadget player. Go ahead, that's fine. He can throw the ball just as accurate. He was out of 150 attempts. He was second or first? No, second. He was second in completion percentage among all quarterbacks that threw for 150 or for 150 attempts or more. The guy is, and yes, the everyone says that they were short passes, but he averaged, I think, 235 yards a game, except for the one game that he threw for 76 yards. But at the end of the day, he's still a decently accurate quarterback. He can run it out of the pocket and still be able to do what you need to do. Winston is, yes, he led the league and threw for 5,000 yards, and he was, the passing leader and so on and so forth. That's great. But you know what? He, at the same time, was throwing 30 for 30 and ended up, made a complete fool of himself at the same time, and then couldn't even get a starting role. He ended up getting a backup role behind Breeze and nothing else. I don't see it. James, I understand how you feel about that with him being a glorified Tebow. I honestly think that he has more talent than Tebow. When you have Tebow who consistently throws from like out here,
you suck, man.
That was over your head.
Bro.
Yeah, I was gonna. I was hoping I was gonna get him either now or in 2 picks.
I thought he was coming back around. I thought I was going to be able to get him in this round.
Dynasty.
To be fair, you didn't take his starting quarterback, so.
Well, I got Kyler Murray, so I have my starter. If
no, I'm saying but there's no way that if you didn't take Josh Allen, you wouldn't have.
That is okay. Yeah, that's true. Because I've had this before, and I think I mentioned this yesterday on Pan and Grizzly show that I see Trey Lance being the next Josh Allen in maybe 3 seasons.
He's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Give him 3 seasons. I think he could potentially be the next Josh Allen. That's just what I think. And it's a crazy prediction, but hey. Let's see. Anthony just left a paragraph. Let's see what he says. And he's done nothing fantasy-wise.
Yeah, I know.
Me
and him have this argument all the time.
I'm on the Winston team. All right. I'm not big on Hill either, but I think, is Hill a good athlete? Yes, of course. I've seen him. We've seen him. He does great, incredible things. I just don't think he's not a. I don't know. I can't see him being like the it guy, the main guy there.
I don't think he has that QB mentality.
I don't know.
It's just
I think that they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to do a quarterback by committee. They'll have Winston throw between the 20s, have Hill in at the in the red zone, and go from there. If they don't do that and they decide to pick one person, it makes more sense to go with somebody that I think that they're going to go with more of a run approach. That's another reason why I want Hill, or I think Hill is going to be the guy, is just because the chemistry of the team that they have currently, they're going to need it. Michael Thomas is out for the season. Just view him as out, because even if he's back in week 13,
it's going to take some time to, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So that's my thing, is that he will be that guy that is running the ball, and he'll have the time to run the ball in the pocket like Lamar does. But I think he has more talent than Lamar in the context that he can actually throw the ball. I don't think Lamar is a good, accurate passer in any shape, way, or form. I think he's a great runner. He's athletic. He clearly can, do well with his feet. But the thing is that he's a very inaccurate quarterback. If you give Hill the opportunity to throw the ball, I think he has the ability to actually do well as a quarterback. And yeah, I know it's, he'll talk about it in his workouts that, he's now only training to be a quarterback. Well, he should have been doing that from the start. So that's where my whole thing is with him, is that I feel like he is more than capable of handling the role. I just think they need to give him that opportunity. We'll see. It's a nice, it's a little bit of a tough situation, and I can't wait for preseason. That's the one thing I'm really excited about.
Oh, it's next week, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
around the corner.
Steelers and Cowboys game for sure.
Hall of Fame game is. I will probably do a watch party on the Nerd Huddle for the Hall of Fame game.
Nice.
Do something like that. So, just kind of hang out and watch the game.
Yeah. Do you wanna kind of tell our viewers what Nerd Huddle is about? I know you do it all the time. I'll put that schedule up
Oh yeah, well yeah, this
Go ahead,
nerd huddle.
take it over.
So the nerd huddle is just a bunch of us. Dynasty Pylon are obviously part of the nerd huddle, even though they're a separate channel, which is cool. So we're just a podcast network. So every Wednesday you got Mark and Martin doing Dynasty Pylon, IDP Dynasty Football, which is awesome. Thursdays, Martin dubbed it the BS show, which is basically just our hang out and chat about whatever is trending. So obviously there's a bunch of Olympic news that happened recently that we are for sure talking about that tomorrow. Because that
Mike,
like
you got anything that's
the world.
BS about? Come join us.
Yeah,
anything
just hanging out. Yeah,
on Thursday,
hey, man.
BS all the time.
Yeah, well, we did a show where we told our drunk stories, and me, Martin, and our other guy Brian kind of shared those. That was a fun show.
Yeah, I gave out an interesting filtered story of what I did that night.
I think all of us did, because
a lot more that happened that night, but it was
but I think something like that was super fun. But yeah, like Sundays we do our football show, the Morning Spike. Sunday mornings help out with your fantasy football, and then Monday Spoiler Kings, all your movie review. That's over on the Spoiler King channel, but still part of the Nerd Huddle. And we're doing I think we're gonna do Green Knight and the new Rock movie Jungle Cruise this week. We're gonna review those, and then Panda and Grizzly every Tuesday on the Nerd Huddle. Kind of Chicago news, give you all your Chicago Bears kind of updates and stuff like that, and some other. They start off the show with NFL news around the league, but they get more into Chicago Bears in-depth stuff. But then we throw other shows as kind of random. Like for sure, we'll do a watch party for the. Probably Olympics. One of the first games of the scene, probably some Olympics. We're talking about doing some Olympic watch parties. We watched the second half of the NBA Game 6 finals, which was super fun. Yeah, nice. So yeah, we just kind of like hang out, watch the watch party. I put the little timer up top so you can link your TV with us, so we're all kind of on the same second, so no one's ahead. But
nice,
yeah, it's fun. It's fun when we do something like that because it's just hanging out and watching TV, but like hanging out together, but not really together.
Yeah.
It was pretty
awesome.
Cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we did a big one for the draft too.
Yes, we did one for the draft.
That one was pretty fun.
But the Justin Fields pick kind of had us all off our.
I know, that was nuts.
Martin was like 15 seconds from me, who I was like the farthest back, and everyone was like 3 or 5 seconds apart from each other. So you see the reaction chain.
What's funny is like, I react, and then everyone's like, "What just happened?" God. I leave the screen, and I'm like, "Holy hell!" They're like, "What just happened?"
But the worst part is we couldn't tell by your reaction which way it went.
Yeah,
they were like, "Wait, did we get him? Did we not get him? We don't know what's happening."
Oh my god, I was so mad. That pick it now will haunt me for the rest of my life. I was so angry with that when the Giants traded for that.
Yeah,
I'm happy we got a first. I'm happy we got a first. I really am. I'm so happy. But the problem is that we end up then drafting Tony in, at the 20th or 22nd pick. And I'm sitting there like, you've got to be kidding me. You couldn't have gotten you couldn't have gotten a lineman, which is all I wanted. I didn't care who they got. Just a lineman, the best available at that point. But instead you go with Tony, who then screwed up everything because the Jaguars would have taken Tony. And then I would have been fine with my James Robinson keeper pick, and I would have been happy. Because they talked about it after the fact, and he was like, and Urban's like, "Oh, if Tony was there, I would have taken him." I'm like, "Oh God!" And it screwed everything up. But at the same time, I would have preferred Parsons over the first round pick. To be honest, I would have loved to have him as a linebacker and not be, for one, on the Cowboys, who I'm going to have to see him twice a year. It just
that sucks.
It was just a horrible experience. It was worse than the Andrew Thomas thing. It was horrible. I couldn't do it. It for the last few years, it has just been grueling to watch a draft because you sit there and you go, "Oh, they're going to pick this guy." I think the only draft I've ever been like, "Oh, they're going to take Saquon," is the Saquon draft when they drafted him. But then you go and look back. They could have probably drafted Quentin Nelson and then picked up Nick Chubb in the second round. And wouldn't you prefer that? I would have.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I like Barkley, but I would have preferred to have a Quentin Nelson who will be there for the next 10 years, be an all-pro, and be a stud forever, compared to somebody like Saquon who has a shelf life of 5 years. That's just me.
Oh yeah.
No,
He's not Frank Gore. Sorry.
Yeah, Frank Gore.
Yeah.
I swear
No
that
one's
guy's
Frank Gore.
only playing. He's only playing so he can play a year with the Sun.
Potentially, man.
And I was just going to
I can
say
see
that.
that.
He could
Yeah.
probably coach for someone and potentially coach him.
Yeah.
If anybody signs him, of course.
Because his son's in college right now. So
I mean, I can see him taking the league minimum, just keep me in the league for a couple more years. Because what, like 2 more years? I think 3 more years.
like 1 or 2, I think.
Well, yeah, is it?
Two.
Yeah.
Two.
2?
It's this close. I think he has, actually might be his junior year, and he could potentially actually play next season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeesh. Yeah.
Oh, there's 4.
I'm ending my draft with a rookie, Zaven Collins.
Nice.
I think he's doing I think he's going to do good. I think he's going to be really good there.
As long as he can
I
ease his
realized
foot
there was
off the
4
pedal.
spot.
Yeah, yeah. Just a little misdemeanor there on a little, hey, little fast and furious here in Arizona. If you ever drive through Arizona, man, you'll see why he sped. All right.
Oh, he was fitting in with everybody else probably. But
Our freeways, yeah, probably. Our miles are like 65, but we go about 85, 90 on the highway.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nice.
With the cop right next to us. It's just, dude. And then we're on a grid. So Zaven Collins probably got here, like, just floored it. Probably was late to, first day of getting his gear and stuff. Probably first day of school. I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So we'll see what the Cardinals do. But I think if it's dynasty, I wouldn't mind getting him in the last pick. So Mark, you didn't actually do this draft, so you actually saw some of these picks.
Mhm.
Who do you think that was like the most surprising or team that you kind of observed that you kind of liked?
well, I mean, we already touched on it, but TJ Watt going in the 4th
Okay, well, I mean,
was a bit surprising.
yours truly, Tank right here.
I actually like. I mean, not to be like
You want to evaluate Tank's first mock draft of IDP?
but I mean, your team's looking pretty solid, Martin.
Hey, look, this is what I do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I also I like Dim Boys too, though. With the first pick, his team's looking pretty nice too.
Yeah, I like it.
They got McCaffrey and Jones for 1 and 2 running backs. Then he snagged Kelsey, and then you got Devin White at linebacker, and then he got Kwity Paye for the Colts, who I think is going to be pretty good at defensive end. But I like the way his team's looking right now too.
I just saw that he had Miles Jack. Wow.
Yep, and he got Miles Jack at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
And then he got Matthew Stafford for starting, but he also got Tua for future. That's
Yeah.
pretty good too.
Let me see if I can.
I think Stafford's gonna have a really good year. I think he's gonna
like
show
Stafford.
people. Yeah.
Oh, I think Stafford's going to ball out this year.
Yeah.
I think so. I really think so. I
That's
think
why I went
He finally has the toys.
yeah, and a much better team. I mean, I really
for sure.
hope the best.
And a defense that can actually, do something.
Yeah.
Did they end up losing Josh? Did they lose Josh Jackson or what's his face? Josh Johnson? Is he still there or did he leave? The safety.
I don't know.
For the Rams?
Yeah, he was isn't it Josh Johnson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was traded. But I could be wrong.
I haven't heard any reports on it lately. But
They get rid of all their safeties. You just automatically you see a good safety and then they're gone like the next.
Because I know Fuller's still there, and then Rapper.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I remember.
You know what I'm talking about.
Remember him? Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
And those two are split. I actually remember drafting him last, and then he did nothing because they were just all on the Fuller train. So I ended up dropping him, and I didn't care, even though as good as he was his first year. So, but let's go over Tank's team. This is his first IDP.
My first,
So you went at second.
It was John Johnson, and he plays for the Browns now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, that's who it was. John Johnson.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah, plays for the Browns.
Just like what you guys did with the names.
Yeah, there you go.
If they're too similar, I'm not going to remember it like that.
We like to make up players every now and then.
Just there you go. I know he's the third. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
We do it for the comments, so we get hate comments on there, and like, oh, you said this guy wrong.
They're gonna hate
you
me
don't know
for
what
the
you're talking
Taysom Hill
about.
comment.
Yeah.
You're not a real football fan.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, right.
So Tank with the 102, you went with Dalvin Cook, and then you went another with Austin Eckler, another running back, and then you went Josh Allen as your third. I think that's early, but it's fine. Josh Allen is good as what he's gonna be. He's basically a running back, so I'm not hating that at all. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have 3 running backs, and with one of them that can throw. And then mark your surprise pick of TJ Watt going as a first IDP. I'm not surprised that is a reach there. I said this yesterday that TJ Watt probably will go in the 4th. Sure enough, he went in the 4th, just because why he is, in my opinion, probably the best robbed defensive player. Like, they gave it to Aaron Donald, but we all know TJ Watt deserved it, and a lot of people are angry about it. But it is what it is.
See, I wonder if I didn't pick up Watt. I know them boys is watching. Would he have picked up Watt?
Because he went with White.
Because he went with White, you know. Yeah. So it was like, because he gets back to back, you know, pickups. So he could have got Evans and then Watt and then been pretty good right there.
Yeah, no, yeah, probably.
Or did he get White because he got TJ?
Right.
Yeah.
And since it's Dynasty, I mean, either one is fine. But I think White was probably the best second pick you could probably get there as a linebacker. Although Watt was for sure better, only because he has that linebacker eligibility as well. So
I think White finished better than Tyreek Hill in points last season in PPR.
Oh, really?
I would.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, I'm assuming it's based on your league and the settings and all that. But I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, White scored more points than the top wide receiver in the league.
Jeez. Oh yeah, see them boys right there.
Yep. There you go, Tank.
Yeah, no, I like his strategy though. Always go for I like going for middle linebacker in a 4-3 system. That's just I would prefer going that if I had to, or like a guy like Buddha who just was killer. But if where was it? If Roquan Smith didn't get around, if he was able to get back to me, I would have probably went him. But yeah,
right, because this is you right here, right at the 11.
No, that's actually.
No, you're right here in the middle at 6. Right, you're right.
Yeah,
at 6. I forgot the freaking symbol. It's so iconic. I don't know why. I've been talking to you for almost a week and a half now. Yeah.
All good, brother. I just actually changed it today, so I'm
did you?
About
okay. But no, I honestly think that Roquan Smith is probably going to be my top 5 in my rankings. I think he's going to be top 5 linebacker. So either one of those, I think I agree with you there. I think Roquan did a phenomenal job last season. I honestly think that if they're doing a redraft league with IDP, I'd be gunning him for one of my first linebackers as well. But then Tank, you went at the 5th round with Kareem Hunt as your 3rd RB. I like that. That's pretty good, dude. And then you went 3 receivers in a row here.
Yeah, because I kind of needed some.
So
but I like Waddle a lot. I think out there with Tua, I think they can do some good stuff, and I think he's gonna see Waddle a lot more than kind of anybody else. I think
it is
personally.
Dynasty. So Waddle,
yeah.
Exactly. So if it's a Dynasty pick, Waddle as your first, it's a risk. That is a huge risk as being your first one, though. Cooper Kupp and Michael Pittman for sure. Michael Pittman's supposed to explode. I like him. I'm really high on Michael Pittman. I like that pick.
Me too.
I think he's going to be the first. He's going to be one of the top elite receivers in my opinion. I think the guy's like 6'4", 6'5". He's huge. So I think he's 6'4", like 220. I mean, for a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, that's super tall.
So, But I like that. I mean, Waddle is kind of a risk, I think, in my opinion, but it is Dynasty. So Dynasty, like he'll be there for many years.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of thinking when I picked him.
No, and that's not bad. I like it. And then you went with Mac and Chubb. Chubb is what both of them actually are both dual eligibility as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You basically, so you actually did a little bit of thinking here, and you with Watt, Mac, Chubb, both linebacker and DL. That's not bad. You could switch, rotate all three of them. As a matter of fact, you could probably start all three of them. So you put one in the flex, one DL, and one linebacker, and that's a nasty defense, bro.
Yeah, I think Mac is going to have a really good year this year. I don't want to say he regressed last year, but I think he didn't have the chance to really shine the way he did in the previous years. I think this year, though, he's going to really, kick some butt. I think, I mean, maybe that's just the homer in me talking, but Mac, I think, is going to be, a really good linebacker this upcoming year.
Yeah, and then back to the Pittman pick.
Good point there.
If Wentz throws him the ball, yeah.
No, NYG guy, I get that. No, he's right.
I think right. Wentz can throw him the ball though. Wentz is a different guy compared to Phillip Rivers. I was super pissed on some of these weeks. I had Michael Pittman starting, and then they would drive it down. Michael Pittman would drive it down with Phillip Rivers, and then they got towards the goal line end zone, and then instead of throwing to Pittman, he threw it to T.Y. Hilton the entire time. So Pittman never got actually any touchdowns, just yards. So I was a little bit more upset. But Michael Pittman, had he had one touchdown on top of those games, he would have definitely broke like 15 points easy. But it just never worked out that way. Phillip Rivers going to his left side when it comes toward the goal line. But we'll see with Wentz.
I think Wentz is going to be better. It just fits him, I think more. He's not going to be the greatest quarterback ever, but I think he's going to be pretty decent.
Yeah. Cody saying hello, fellas. This is Magoats from Sleeper saying love from the Get Right Fantasy Boys over there at work. Yeah.
What up,
I've joined you guys. I'm familiar with Magoats. I'm familiar with most of these names. I've drafted with myself and Mark. I think Tank, you drafted with the guys once.
I didn't one time.
Yeah, so we're familiar with a little detail. These guys go hard on their super flex. They're all about that. So I don't know if you guys actually did one of you show this one, the Wyatt?
No, not yet. But
no.
Talk about it.
Top targets on the IDP.
I would move Martinez next to White, and then Smith, and then Leonard. I like Leonard, but I would just move him.
I would put Smith above him slightly.
Yeah.
And then says, "Who are you, Martin?" I'm the guy.
No, he's guy.
Who are you? No.
He's talking about you on the your gamer tag.
Victorious
V.
I'm a third pick right there. So I know.
That's MYG guy.
But yeah, I've been in a couple of the drafts before, so he'll see me if he has the other ones up still. But so where are we at on yours? We're just going over Tank's first time IDP here. We're
the first time like Dynasty and IDP.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow. There you go.
The last time I think you guys did a draft was also it was a redraft kind of thing.
A little bit, yeah. But
I think this is the first for both.
Yeah. So then you went with Williams. Okay, so that's not a bad pick because I think there's a lot of debate, a lot of people hating on Swift, hating on Williams. A lot of people don't think Swift is going to be the guy. They're saying he's going to be the guy, but at the same time, I think it's some work.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to switch, but I think Williams is probably going to be the number 2. But
as your RB4, I don't think that's bad at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
not at all.
He's going to see a lot of touches for sure. I think.
The only thing I see here, though, out of your team, like running back wise, you might end up having, in the foreseeable future, might have to get a future rookie running back. But I think you're good for the next couple of seasons, and I think that'll be a later future problem for you if this was your team, running back wise.
Yeah, I was gonna get Sermon, but I saw somebody had stole him right before I was gonna get him. I forgot who it was.
Sermon. Oh no, he was up here round 6.
Yeah. He went pretty quick. Yeah, there you go. I see him. 6'5".
They're saying that he might actually be the number 1 this season.
Yeah, I was going to pick him up instead of Waddle because I was going to pick him up and then debate whether I pick up Waddle, but I wanted to pick a rookie up, because I wanted to have somebody who thinks. And I know Waddle, like you said, yeah. But yeah,
and then Cole Kmet, I'm actually high on him as well. I think Cole Kmet and Tyler Higbee and Adam Troutman. There's another I can't think of. Irv Smith, I think, is another one that people are thinking that this is going to be their bust year. That it's going not bust. I'm sorry, their breakout year.
Yeah, they go breakout.
Those 4 you can pick up in their later rounds. Which let's see, you got Cole Kmet here at 12, and then the other guys, those 4 specifically, Troutman right there, Higbee and Smith. Yeah, these guys could potentially be the number ones. Like get you solid like top 10. I'm not saying the top 3 or 5.
No, but the stuff I've been reading, especially being from Chicago, like the stuff Kmet is kind of doing, I really like it. So he's been really trying to work hard for it. And in all the articles I was reading about him, I was like, like just as a fan, I want him to do good, but I think fantasy wise, he's gonna have a pretty good year.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been in the works. Go ahead, Mike.
I think his biggest thing is they still kept Jimmy Graham around.
Yeah.
They're picking up guys like Jesse James, which I know it's nothing big. I mean, it's not enough to take him away. But at the same time, they're picking up guys for it. It seems as if they're trying to be more of a run-style offense, which is fine. I mean, David Montgomery's a fantastic runner, and they should be. But it's one of those things where I just feel like they're going to be trying to do that a little more. But I do like Kmet. I think that he's, bottom, I'd say just outside top 10 or top 5, and he's just right around that, could finish at the top. I'd say tight end 10 or tight end, 9 this season compared to like last season. But he's a wonderful guy to target for streaming and, things like that. Drafting him, I'll see. But he's definitely their top, tight end. But he's definitely one of those late guys you can definitely, go for. I mean, I've been going after Troutman anywhere. Ask everybody and get right. I literally every draft I end up picking him up in some shape, way, or form. I think Dem Boys pointed that out the last draft that I did last night with them, and he's like, "You seem to get him everywhere." I'm like, "That's because I am."
I mean, regardless of the fact who throws, I think Adam Troutman is going to be,
well, because the tight end's always is like a quick little dump, like slant or whatever. It's like. Especially with like you said, that you don't know who's going to be QB, but if you have a good tight end, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be your like
first read.
Oh safety,
the safety. So and I know when I was playing tight end, it was like standing wide open. He's like, all right, you're for you, and then throw it to me like right as I get hit by the linebacker. I'm like, thanks, but it's how it works.
Good job, man. It's his job as a tight end. And then so after Kmet, you got Wilson. So. You had Josh Allen as your number 1, and Wilson you're probably thinking as a future. Kind of a risk to see how he does, I'm assuming, hoping that he does good.
I think personally I really don't know if he's gonna do well, but I was thinking more dynasty, like somebody who I could probably stick around for a while. I don't know. I think he's just a guy who got lucky, kind of stuff. Because he's the one with his mom on Twitter a lot, where he had to tell his mom to shut up, kind of like stop tweeting so much, So, and I believe it was Wilson who had like some issues in college, like disciplinary wise and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, but I was definitely thinking more dynasty than anything else.
No, you're good.
I think he could be pretty good.
Well, we'll hope.
We'll see.
So it's a perfect setup for him. If they fail, it's on him. Like honestly, that team is they've built around him. That line is really good. They brought in pieces for him. I think that he's kind of lined up to have a good offense. Now, defense is a little different. It's a little like they might need to work on that one. But offensive wise, I think the Jets have a decent over better than 50% of the league, maybe. But I don't think they'll because of the division they're in. I don't think they'll actually advance because that division is they all upgraded and it's. I don't think they'll make playoffs, but we'll see. Maybe they'll get another 2 wins.
Evan said his mom is a dime. she looks pretty young. That's funny.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Oh, here we go. We got AJ the Sauce Dillon. Yep, for sure, man. That's what we know him as too. But no, I think he's good. But here, I do like that you got Justin Simmons this late.
I saw him out there. I was like, yeah.
You got him this late. That's impressive. Justin Simmons, I think, is one of the best DBs out there, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he lasted
He's an
this
animal.
long.
Yeah. He's
and you got him in the 4th pick or 14th pick. That's impressive, dude. I think he's really good. I think
he's gonna play so well. He just signed that big contract, which nothing motivates you more than money, kind of thing, you know. So, I think he's gonna be really good.
Yeah, for sure.
One or the other, right? I think he's gonna do good.
A lot of people get that money and they go, I don't got to do anything anymore. You never know.
Yeah.
And then you went with Henry Ruggs in the last pick.
Nice.
I'm not too high on Henry Ruggs, but he was a 1st-round draft pick in the NFL last season. So
I'll take him that late.
That's what I was thinking.
It was either him or Landry for me.
I think I probably would have went like with Kadarius Toney or something like that. But then you know all about that, Mike. So
oh yeah.
So
but
Toney. I mean that's overall your first Dynasty IDP. I like it, man. It's not bad, dude. It's actually pretty good. I'm impressed. I mean, I really expected, other things. Now, if I had kickers in there or defense, like I don't know what you would have done then, but it's not bad. I just freaking felt like kickers didn't really need to be involved in this, and we'll just let that go. But yeah. So overall, I mean, the only biggest pick and surprise and kind of depressing out of this entire draft is Julio Jones here in the 9th. That is the lowest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, and only because I've been a Julio Jones fan mainly my entire football, like just watching football as a Falcons fan, and it's just kind of sad seeing him here at 9th. We're so used to him at 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if they wanted to kind of like any other surprising picks you saw in this draft. Looking over it overall, Anthony, if you're watching, feel free. You could do what you do best and grade it. I know you guys over at the Get Right Network love doing that. If you guys feel like you want to do it, hit me up. I will join you on that show to give these guys grades. So there it is, man. Anthony, if you're watching, if not, Mike, go ahead and let them know.
I will.
I'll bring Mark with me, and we'll give these guys grades. I know that's not what we do, but I know you guys do. So I'll be okay with giving out these grades. Let me know when. I know it's not really on your guys' list. I know it's hard to do.
No, not right now.
Yeah, I know it's a little, like I said, whenever you guys have time, because it's just a random draft in your guys' schedule. I would hate to mess up your schedule. So
but again, I love it.
But yeah, what
he said.
But yeah, man, Anthony,
nice.
And Mike, thanks for joining us, man. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything that?
No, I mean, right now we're just going to be doing. We have for the next, at least for this week, and we're hoping to move this to next week and the week after. Doing mock of champions. We're just trying to do a mock a day, basically, and we're going to be grading the top 4 guys, and those guys are going to move on to our Friday night mock that we do, and we're going to go from there. A chance to get into the listener league, things to get merch, even cold hard cash. So little things that. Just
nice. That's awesome.
Well, there it is, guys. For those of you watching, that's Mike from the Get Right Fantasy Network over there. Mock drafts every Friday. That's what they do, and that's what they do best. Like if you need a couple more mocks, get in. Follow them at the Get Right Fantasy Network. Right? Is that Get Right? I say it wrong.
Get Right Fantasy Network on YouTube.
Yep, there you go. And then they, like I said, they're always doing it. And you guys actually own channel on Sleeper, right? Something like that. I think so. I think you guys have your own channel on Sleeper. If you guys look it up on the channels, I think it's locked up. But you just have to request to get in, I think. Anthony knows a little bit more about that, but for sure hit him up on the YouTube, and then.
They can hit me. They can hit me or Anthony up or Dustin. My handle's MHERR23. You guys can hit me up anytime.
mock tournament, hit us up if you want in. Yeah, for sure. If
that's good.
not, hit me up and I will send the information over there as well.
Yeah.
I talk to Anthony frequently. I've been talking to Mike for the past 2 weeks about this day. But yeah, so it's been fun, man. IDP is definitely Tank. Good job, dude. I'm impressed.
That was fun, man. It was fun.
This is my first Dynasty one. I've never done a Dynasty IDP. I've done redraft. I've never done Dynasty.
Hey, well, there you go.
Nice.
Popping this is nice. Everywhere, man. That's right.
There you go.
But Mark, anything you have to say? I know you didn't draft. It filled up pretty quick, but I know you saw some of these picks that were kind of surprising for you. So, anything else to say or anything you got?
No, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I know I said it was shocking, but it is nice to see TJ Watt go that high.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it, especially with our points, the way we have it set up. I think we'll see. I know it wasn't quite like that last year when we had it, but I think this year you'll start to see defenders getting as much, if not more, than these offensive guys.
Yeah,
and that's really going to make trades different and everything else. I think later in life.
Yeah, you'll see both.
I'm excited
for running back straight up or something like that for sure. But it was a good show. It was a little bit long one, but it was an IDP draft. We kept it short to 15 picks. Typically, IDPs still go a bit longer because you want to get that bench in there. I think someone in the sleeper app definitely mentioned that they liked it because it was different. It was kept them on their feet. I can't remember who it was, but they said that they liked it because it was definitely was Magos glad to keep. I lost it, but they liked it because we have to strategize, and you can't think about the bench as deep. It's not that deep. Typically, IDP leagues go about almost 18 to 20 guys. Some go a little bit shorter, but 15 rounds, that's all good. Keep it an hour and a half. So, anyways, that's our show. Thanks, Mike, for joining us. Thanks, Tank, for joining us on this show as well. I know we talk to you all the time, but thanks for definitely
that's all good, man.
Dynasty
love being
draft,
here.
So yeah. Anyway, so that's our show. Dynasty Pylon. We're here every Wednesday, so go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be here every Wednesday doing what we do best is IDP focus and a little bit of Dynasty. So for sure, definitely see how that dude, football's right around the corner, man. Like next week.
Next week, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So
and our draft is on Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
After this, literally after this, I am full-blown focused on that. Right. So I've created a little bit of mock drafts for myself to figure out where I will land.
Thanks,
boys. Thanks, Evan, for sure. Appreciate that, bro. And
thank you.
So, anyways, so like I said, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever the hell you're at watching this. This is Dynasty Pylon signing out, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.